What do all of these animals have in common? The Gila monster, the orchard swallowtail caterpillar, the peacock mantis shrimp. They all have funny names. The wonderpuss. Exit, stage left. How do they come up with these names? Like this. Ta-da! It's a fried egg jellyfish. Don't forget the secretary bird. Or the blue ribbon eel. And me, proboscis monkey. Get the scoop on what's what with You're Called What.
Wait, what? You're called what?
Today, meet the biggest crab in the world. Wow! Where's the giant? The little chameleon with a dark secret. Back off, or I'll send my body to magnificent. And find out why this shark is shy with his smile.
Has anyone seen a dentist? My teeth are all over the place.
What do you get when you take a pie, add a horn, and then a bulky beak? You get a pied hornbill.
You're called what?
A pied hornbill.
Did someone say pies? I am starving.
The Asian species of this big-billed bird is found across the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. Pied hornbills are named for their pied plumage. Pied is a word that means having two or more colours in blotches, just like the black and white feathers of a pied goose. Their enormous bills look like curved horns. They can grow up to 19 centimetres long. Oh, look, there's Christy. I wonder if she'll like me to bring her some takeaway fruit. Pied hornbills pair for life. The male hornbill goes to great lengths to impress his female. How does he win her over? With food. The male hornbills will bring a range of fruits and insects over a number of weeks to show her he's a good provider. Here you go, Christy. It's your favorite pig, and you might want... When she's ready to nest, the female will hole up in a tree cavity and seal most of it over with clay and bird poop, with just enough room to allow her beak to stick out. It's the male's job to keep finding food and feed her through the tiny hole. Hi, Christy. Do you think maybe you could come out sometime and we could go to the movies or maybe...
Can't talk. Eating.
The female will also feed her chicks inside the burrow. This strange nesting technique keeps them safe until they're big enough to face the wild rainforest. The pied hornbill, the big-beaked bird with an even bigger heart. Okay, I'll be back again same time tomorrow. Love you.
What do you get when you cross something blue with something dotty, add a strip of ribbon, a tail, and a ray? It's a blue-spotted ribbon-tail ray.
You're called what?
A blue-spotted ribbon-tail ray.
Now that's an impressive name. And I'm an impressive animal. Check me out.
The blue-spotted ribbon-tail ray is found throughout the tropical waters of the Indian and Western Pacific Oceans. They coast through the shallows of sandy flats, seagrass, and around reefs. With protruding eyes on top of their heads to watch out for danger, they can snuffle out small marine worms, shrimp, crabs, and squid trying to hide in the sandy beds.
Ooh, whoops. You caught me mid-meal, sorry.
Unlike its drab-coloured ray relatives that settle under the seafloor and blend in, these eye-catching rays prefer to stay at cruising altitude, where they can show off their brilliant blue spots.
Excuse me, coming through. Oh, this old outfit, where did I get it? Just something I whipped up with evolution.
However, these luminous spots aren't just for swagger. They're a warning alarm. Like the blue-ringed octopus and some sea slugs, vivid colours are a way of putting a sign up to other animals that says, hazardous to your health.
I know I look delicious, but trust me, you do not want to mess with this dress.
The danger is at the end of this ray's long ribbon-like tail. It's tipped with venomous barbs that can give a fiery, sickening sting. The blue-spotted ribbon-tail ray. The ray with a name that's quite a mouthful.
Nom 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 nom. Oops, caught me again. Nom 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 nom. Barracuda are fast and furious speedsters of the sea. But what do you call a group of barracuda? Is it a charger of barracuda? Or is it a battery of barracuda? Or is it a PowerPoint of barracuda? If you guessed the second answer, a battery of barracuda, you were right.
A what?
It's a battery of barracuda. We are fully charged and ready to go. Roar! There are more than 20 species of barracuda charging throughout the world oceans. They prefer warmer waters either side of the equator. You'll spot this top-tier predator in deep ocean, along coastal coral reefs, and amongst seagrass and mangroves. Docking station this way, guys. These mean fish machines are built like an underwater battering ram. They have long snake-like bodies that can swim at quick bursts of over 40 kilometers an hour. A barracuda battery is a formidable sight. They can number in the hundreds, sometimes thousands. They band together for protection and to hunt smaller fish.
Fish feast!
Barracuda work in teams to round up smaller fish into big bait balls. Circles of swirling fish that swim closer and closer together for protection. Then the barracuda will dive in for a meal, fending off other top-level predators like dolphins and sharks. Watch out, here comes Bruce. He's a real torture.
Yeah, after we've done all the hard work.
Barracuda are notorious for their jutting lower jaws and razor-sharp teeth. They tend to hang in these large batteries while they're younger. Bigger barracuda will start hunting more on their own as they get faster and more ferocious. Okay, I'm at 100%. Time to unplug and let loose. A battery of barracuda, the supercharged group ready for high-speed action.
ID crisis.
What do you get when you cross a prowling panther with a camouflaging chameleon? It's a panther chameleon.
You're called what?
A panther chameleon.
Sneaky like a panther, hidden like a chameleon. I sound like the ultimate disappearing act. Can I be both?
Panther chameleons are one of the wildlife wonders of Madagascar, the island nation off the east coast of Africa. These lizards like to spend their time in tropical rainforests and, like panthers, enjoy whiling away their days blending in with the trees. More like the nights for me. That's when I like to prowl.
Wait, that panther didn't seem very colourful. Are you sure I'm a panther chameleon?
Hold up. I am a panther chameleon, and I don't look like a disco. Panther chameleons can widely vary in colour, depending on where they live, what mood they're in, and if someone is invading their turf. Back off, or I'll send my body to magnificent! A very darkly furred leopard is called a panther. Panther chameleons can sometimes have spots and sometimes darker hues. And like a panther, it's considered a little more aggressive and unpredictable than its relatives, especially when defending its turf. Panther chameleons have forked feet like salad tongs and super sharp claws to give the lizard plenty of climbing grip. They also have amazing grippy tails and a lightning fast tongue with a sticky pad at the end. The gluey tongue will target crunchy insects like grasshoppers, stick insects, and crickets and mealworms. Frankly, you can keep your little appetizers. I've got my eye on bigger game. The panther chameleon, a stealthy jungle hunter, but no match for a wildebeest. ID crisis solved.
What do you get when you cross a Mediterranean country with a marathon marcher? You get a Portuguese millipede.
You're called what?
A Portuguese millipede.
Welcome to Millipede Rail, where we have so many legs, your journey will be more of a glide than a ride.
Just like it says on the packet, the Portuguese millipede comes from Europe's southwest, but has wormed its way into most continents around the world. It prefers forest floors around logs and stones amongst the leaf litter, where it helps break down decaying wood, plants and fungi.
Millipede Rail passengers are advised to hold on while we go off track, as we may lose traction.
The millipede is a mini marching machine. Though milli is an old Latin word that means 1,000, millipedes do not have 1,000 legs. No. Millipedes look like they have many more legs than their close cousins, the centipedes, because they have pairs of legs. A centipede just has one leg each side.
Wow, these extra legs really do make for a smooth ride.
The Portuguese millipede has red legs, sometimes up to 800. They aren't fast movers, so when birds, toads, frogs and small mammals come sniffing about for a forest floor snack, millipedes curl up quickly and hope their light outer shell armour protects them. And if that doesn't do the trick, this millipede can release a blast of chemicals that have a strange smell and yellow-orange stain.
Passengers may want to stand back when predators approach, as millipede rail will let off a little steam.
The Portuguese millipede, a gentle glider you'll find on the forest floor rather than the treetops.
Families.
The amphibious frog family is an ever-changing one. Do you know the name for a baby frog? Is it a piggy wiggle? Or could it be a pollywaffle? Or is a baby frog called a pollywog? If you said pollywog, guess what? You were right.
A what?
A pollywog.
Polly, let's look back at some of your baby pictures and see how you grew up into the frog you are today.
Frogs are global animals. They're found nearly everywhere apart from Antarctica, in and around freshwater ponds, lakes, creeks and rivers. Most people know pollywogs by their other name,
What?
tadpoles.
We knew that.
It's the very young stage of a frog's life cycle, just after it has hatched from jelly-like eggs.
Oh, see, Polly? That's when you were just born.
Pollywog is thought to come from very old English words meaning head and wiggle.
Why swim when you can wiggle?
When they first hatch, pollywogs have a round body, long tails and gills, so they need to stay in the water. Most pollywogs are herbivores during this stage of life and will munch on plant matter in the water. As they grow older, they start to grow new features. Legs!
Wow, these walking things are amazing! Where should I explore next?
By the time a pollywog ventures onto land, it has a new name. It's now a froglet. Their gills have disappeared, and the froglet breathes air. Its eyes begin to bulge out, so it can keep a better watch for danger. Their tails are shortening, and the froglet's diet is changing too. They up their protein intake with worms, small insects and snails. When their tail disappears, it's time to leap into adulthood.
And that, Polly, is how you grew into the big frog you are today.
So next time you look back on your baby photos and see how much you've changed, think of the amazing transformation of the pollywog to frog.
ID crisis.
What do you get when you take a huge bean, then add an 8-legged arachnid with a 10-legged crustacean? You get a giant spider crab.
A what?
A giant spider crab. Wow! Where's the giant? That's you, pal. You're huge. These long-legged crabs are found in the very deep waters around Asia and Australia, crawling along the seafloor at depths of up to 300 metres below. Hey guys, I hear some crabs like to hang out on the beach.
Weird.
The Japanese giant spider crab is the largest crab in the world. With its claws outstretched, it can measure over 4 meters from tip to tip. The spider-like way these crabs move around on their extra long legs earned them their comparison to the land crawlers.
Hey, nice moves.
Thanks! I specialize in backwards and sideways. Giant spider crabs have a tough body armor. It's bumpy and spiky, which helps them blend into the deep sea floor. But their shells don't grow with them. It's that time of the year. New suits! Giant spider crabs molt.
Huh?
They molt. That means they shed their old shell bodies, almost like a snake does with its skin. Or like buying new clothes to fit as you get older.
Hey guys, have your muscle made you come shopping for new clothes too? Yeah.
While spider crabs generally go solo, they come together in their thousands to molt for protection. It takes a while for the new shell to harden up, which makes them irresistible to predators like rays, octopuses, and seals. If you do spot one of these crab giants, remember to respect your elders. They're thought to live up to 100 years old.
Whoa, am I getting seasick? Oh, this floor seems to be moving.
That's because you're standing on my head, buddy. Careful where you put those legs.
The giant spider crab. Be thankful a spider this huge is 300 meters below the waves. What do you get when you cross a stylish frill with a neck and a lively lizard? It's a frilled neck lizard.
Whoa, what?
A frilled neck lizard.
I've always said, true style never goes out of fashion.
The frilled neck lizard can be found in the northern parts of Australia and the southern parts of New Guinea. This frocked-up reptile prefers grass and woodlands and tropical rainforests. It's named for its impressive fancy dress, a thin fold of skin that hangs around its neck like a cape. It can fan it out at rapid speed, circling its neck like a frill as long as 30 centimetres.
What? Too much?
This garnish is not a fashion statement. When threatened, the lizard raises its frill, opens its mouth wide, hisses and stands upright. It's an intimidating sight. Carpet pythons, dingoes and feral cats are all known to attack these lizards.
That frill isn't fooling me. It just makes you look more delicious.
Uh-oh.
If their frill has no effect, they will turn and run away at high speed, scrambling up the nearest tree available.
I wasn't scared. I just needed a little fresh air.
Frilled neck lizards are arboreal, which means they spend most of their lives in trees where they like to snack on spiders and insects. They hunt for ants and other small lizards down at ground level.
A balanced diet is the foundation of any beauty regime. Time to fan myself to sleep.
The frilled neck lizard, a fearsome fancy dresser.
Vultures can have a bit of a ghoulish reputation, but what's their entertaining group name when they're flying together? Is it a whisk of vultures? Or perhaps a kettle of vultures? Or could it be an oven of vultures? If you guessed a kettle, congratulations, you were right.
A what?
A kettle of vultures.
Bernie, can you put the kettle on?
Vultures are large birds of prey that are divided into two groups. New World vultures that live in warm and temperate areas of the Americas, and the Old World vultures, which can be found in Africa, Asia, and Europe.
Hey, who are you calling old?
A group of vultures circling in the skies, riding on thermals of hot air, is called a kettle because the vultures look a bit like the rising bubbles in a kettle.
Marjorie, I think the kettle's spoiled.
Vultures are carnivorous scavengers.
Wait, what?
Scavengers. It means that instead of hunting for their own food, they feed on other animals' leftovers.
What's on the menu, Bernie?
Oh, I'm not sure, Marge. The lions are on catering duty today.
Sometimes these birds eat so much that they find it difficult to take to the skies afterwards.
Oh, I did not need that fourth serving of antelope.
While vultures are largely solitary birds, they do like to come together for a feast. Strength in numbers is important when it comes to meal times, especially when they have to compete with other scavengers like hyenas.
Hey, we were here first.
You do realise we're arguing over scraps, right? A kettle of vultures. When you're having a tea party, perhaps they're not the birds you'd want to invite.
ID crisis.
What do you get when you cross a beautiful insect with a cool-blooded fish? It's a butterfly fish.
A what?
A butterfly fish.
What are these strange sky things with wings?
Let us go forth and meet our underwater brethren.
Butterfly fish can be found flitting about the warm and tropical waters of the world, though they sometimes like to venture into estuaries or go deep diving down to 200 metres below. They're usually spotted dancing above coral gardens.
They're below that watery stuff. That's where our kin await.
Like butterflies, butterfly fish travel in groups, so there are plenty of eyes to look out for predators.
Oh my word! Watch out down below! It's a water eagle and a marine lizard! They're attacking!
Down here, we call them sharks and eels. But we got this, thank you.
Like butterflies, there are hundreds of different butterfly fish species. Many use patterns, spots and stripes to confuse hunters.
Look into my eyes. No, the other one.
Like butterflies, butterfly fish have an elongated nose for dining, but they don't drink nectar. They graze on coral polyps, worms, plankton and algae.
Worms? That does not sound like anything we want to drink. Flutter Army, let's head out.
With a taste for a coral garden's meatier delights, this carnivore is a little butterfly, but all fish. The butterfly fish. ID crisis solved. What do you get when you cross a spotted rag with some pearly whites and a fearsome fish? It's a spotted ragged-toothed shark.
You're called what?
A spotted ragged-toothed shark.
Has anyone seen a dentist? My teeth are all over the place.
Spotted ragged-toothed sharks cruise the tropical and temperate waters in the Atlantic, Indian and Western Pacific Oceans. You'll often spot them hanging about in drop-offs, caves and ledges, where their sparse spots help them blend in for daytime resting.
I've been almost everywhere and I still can't find a dentist.
Ragged-tooths have big barreled bodies that can weigh over 150 kilograms. Their daunting appearance is emphasised by their extraordinary teeth. Like most sharks, they have many rows of teeth which constantly fall out. Ragged-tooths can lose 2 or 3 teeth a day.
Oh, darn it. I thought I lost a tooth down here somewhere. I need to find it, or the tooth fairy will never come.
These teeth are long and pointed, not triangular. They're nearly always sticking out, even when the shark's mouth is closed. Ragged-tooths are night hunters. These sharks eat small fish, crustaceans and squid, which they'll pin with their teeth, but usually swallow whole. Like many sharks, the ragged-tooth has a sixth sense called electroreception.
Huh?
Special pores around its face can detect other animals' electrical signals, which helps find them in complete darkness. But this shark's teeth means it generally prefers a smaller meal.
Nothing too tough, please. My teeth will fall out.
The spotted ragged-toothed shark, the fish with a grin that will reel you in.
What happens when you get a leaf, add a tail, then a small reptile? You get a leaf-tailed gecko.
You're called what?
A leaf-tailed gecko. You like my costume? I made it myself. It's for tonight's costume party. Leaf-tailed geckos are a special group of reptiles that come from the island of Madagascar off the African east coast. They prefer to hang out in dense tropical jungles, sticking vertically to tree trunks or blending in amongst the twigs. Leaf-tailed geckos are named after their genius camouflage. They have long tails which looks just like the tree leaves each species prefers. Tonight, I decided to go as a boab tree. Classic but understated. These earthy geckos rely on their cryptic coloration to avoid being eaten by predators such as big birds of prey, rats and snakes.
Hey, has anyone seen Kate Mossy this evening? I can't seem to find her anywhere.
One of the most highly anticipated guests at this camouflage costume party is the mossy leaf-tailed gecko, whose moss and bark-coloured skin makes them extremely tricky to spot.
I sometimes feel invisible at these parties.
The satanic leaf-tailed gecko is another reptile with a reputation for dressing the part. It has red eyes, a twisted body, and a tail that looks like it has been nibbled at by insects, earning this guy the Best Dressed award.
Thank you, thank you. Wait, what was that? Did he just use his tongue as a windscreen wiper?
That's right. Leaf-tailed geckos don't have eyelids, so to keep their eyeballs clean, they lick them with their long tongues.
Hey, buddy, great costume.
That's my tail you're talking to?
Oh, sorry.
Now you got me.
The leaf-tailed gecko, the little lizard with a party plan to stay sunny.
What do you get when you cross a sharp razor with a slender swimmer? It's a razorfish.
You're called what?
A razorfish.
Hey gang, looking good. Do we look smooth today or what?
Razorfish can be found in tropical waters from East Africa across to Australia and up to southern Japan. They take shelter in coastal shallows amongst corals and seagrasses, or even in the spikes of sea urchins, which protects them from predators. The name razorfish comes from their sharp-edged bellies. Their bodies also have a blade shape, a bit like a barber's razor.
Why just swim when you can slice through the water?
A cousin of seahorses and pipefish, the razorfish has a long tubular nose and a thin body covered in protective plates.
Okay, team, let's see if we can shave some time off our personal best swimming times today.
The razorfish is rather unusual in that it swims head down with its back facing the direction of travel.
Backwards is the new forwards, okay?
Razorfish are thought to swim vertically instead of horizontally to mimic blades of seagrass and coral for camouflage. Combined with their ability to change colour to suit their surroundings, razorfish are almost impossible to see. This is particularly important when hiding from bigger, hungry fish and dolphins.
Be the blade of seagrass. I am the blade of seagrass. Do not be a dolphin's lunch.
When razorfish are hungry, they suck up minute crustaceans and zooplankton with their long, toothless snouts.
I know we look like knives, but why chop up your food when you can just eat through a straw?
The razorfish, when moving backwards through life, is a step in the right direction.